The Jill of all trades, Michelle C, a.k.a. DJ Make a Move. She cute. Your host of Candid Kisses TV, everywhere you need to be. And if you don't know by now, it's not your typical interview, y'all.
Candy Kisses blown away. Candy Kisses TV for tomorrow today. Man, throw that auto-tune on that bitch. Have me sound like Teddy Payne.
Hi there, this is Kim Cole, and you are rocking with Candy Kisses TV.
It's your boy Talent, baby. Michelle and Candy Kisses TV. With my girl Michelle C. Don't take it personal.
Yo, what's up? It's bruh man from the fifth floor. In the ATL, chilling with Candy Kisses TV.
What's up, y'all? You're watching Candy Kisses TV with my homegirl, Michelle.
Hello there. Have you asked yourself what you're missing? I have. It's Candy Kisses TV.
What up, what up, what up? It's your girl Michelle C, aka DJ Make a Move, the Jill of all trades. And today, we are going to be talking about something that's been all over the timelines, the social media, the Facebook, the streams, all that. It's that boy, Mr. Kevin Samuels. So we finna get into it real quick. But before we do, I'm going to need for you to go ahead and do this. Subscribe, or I'm telling your mama. Because first of all, it's free $99. It don't cost you nothing. $0 is. It's free. Hook a girl up. It's just calm. All right, so let me introduce my co-host for today, Mr. L.Norsworthy. Go ahead and tell them how to find you on social media and all that good stuff before we get into the topic.
What's going on, world? You can find me at L.Norsworthy 613 on IG, or just L.Norsworthy, Facebook, and all the associated platforms. Yeah.
I thought you were going to say you can find me in the club. It's going down. And you know what I'm saying. But anyway. All right, so the topic of today is Kevin Samuels. Is he a bully or no?
Profound. You know what this is? You know what's in here?
What?
Tea.
Okay. So are you going to spill the tea? What is your opinion about Mr. Samuels?
My thing is this. I think Mr. Samuels is a necessary, voice in what we got going on in culture today. I think he's necessary.
Okay.
Yeah.
And why do you think he's necessary?
Well, I'll put it to you like this. The battle of the sexes has existed forever, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's always, what he says and then what she says. Okay. And you have that dynamic that has always existed. But typically in society, I think that we've had a history of kind of like catering to whatever, brings about peace the most. Okay. So essentially, like you guys heard, the saying, like, happy wife, happy life.
That's right.
That's basically saying, let her be happy so that you can have a happy life. So whether she's right, wrong, indifferent, whatever the case is, make it work so that she don't make your life a living hell, right? Happy wife, happy life. So I think that what we've done is because of consumerism, and we know that women are some of the highest, spenders, and especially in luxury items in the luxury space, they're not gonna offend women. And I think that extends like to, church and a lot of groups where we depend on women to fill seats, to be participatory, so on and so forth. So we take this place of, hey, I don't got nothing to say about that. I'm gonna stay out of that. Right. Okay. And I think that Kevin Samuels is one in a long time. He's not the only one, but one in a long time where he kind of doesn't care. He wants to smoke, and we've seen, they're trying to cancel him. They're trying to do petitions on him. But my thing is, there's a ton of other voices that no one's saying anything about because they're not causing as much noise. And so my thing is, I think he's a necessary evil because you need balance in a conversation. Like, for instance, you're not going to always be right. Right. I'm not going to always be right. But if we create an environment where only you can be right, you're creating an imbalanced scenario, an imbalanced conversation. I think Kevin, he adds balance to a conversation.
But now this is the problem. You said that, just like you said, you can't always be right. He can always be right. And he's adding balance. He's adding balance to a degree as far as you haven't heard a man talk to a woman that way. But he is not being fair. He's not adding balance on the platform where you're saying, okay, I'm going to hear your point of view and then I'm going to respond or whatever. He is so quick to cut a female off. And I can't say female, I'll take that back. He cuts everybody off.
Okay.
Let's be real, because I've seen men on his show as well, and he cuts them off.
Yeah.
And to make his point. But for me, I feel like the point of a conversation is to actually hear both sides. Now, whether you agree or not, that's, whatever you take home from that conversation, that's between you and your God. But you can't invite people to your platform and let them talk just to cut them off, just to make sure you're the winner in the conversation. It's like the conversation shouldn't be who's the winner. It's like, it's just a conversation.
I mean, I think I've seen that.
Okay.
I've seen, my thing is he's not only a voice, but he's also a personality, right? So he has his own personality. He might be, he has a jerkishness to him. He has a level of impatience to him. He's not a perfect role model for.
He's not a role model at all.
He is not supposed to be the example of what a good man is. I don't think that is what his positioning is. I think his example, not even his example. I think. Go ahead.
But that he may not be the example of what a good man is, but I feel like that's what he's trying to present. Now he's never said it, or if he has, I haven't seen it. But it seems like he's trying to present like, I am that ideal man that women want. In order to get me, you got to do X, Y, and Z.
And I think it's deep, because he might be saying that he is what they're going after, right? Okay. So in the reality of it is, he's posing a question. Right. Is this what you really want? Okay. Because he's saying, if he has money, he's saying, I'm a high value. I have money. I have options. I have the tendency to exercise those options. This is what you're chasing. You're chasing somebody who is going to act like I'm acting. So why would you chase me?
I don't know if he's asking, why would you chase me?
He said it. He said it in a lot of his episodes. And I think that...
Is he?
Yeah.
Because I think if that's what he's asking, then that's fine. But it's almost like the way he sets it up, it's almost like every premise that if anybody calls him, he's going to ask the first 5 questions: how much you weigh, how tall are you, whatever. And that's fine. But I'm like, what does that have to do with what they're getting ready to say? Because before they even get into their conversation or the purpose of what they call, you're already looking for something to tear them down with.
Let's do this. Y'all ready? Are y'all ready for this? Because this reel is about to happen. Whether you're ready or not, this reel is about to happen. Here's the thing. Women for so long have had to be psychologically and emotionally strong, because a lot of them have gotten into male-dominated industries. Okay. They've had to, adopt traditionally male roles socially in the family, in the home. So naturally, there's going to be a change in mentality, right? Okay. Now, so you have that. And so some of that has happened as just a result of things that have, taken place in our culture over time. Mm-hmm. But now you have there is masculine energy. So there's something that is popularized. So you have people who have been changed as a result of what's happened in culture. Then you have people who adopt this identity as a result of what they see. Okay. Right. So now you have a lot of women who are kind of like, if he don't make this kind of money, that's a wrap for him. If he doesn't drive this, it's a wrap for him. If he's not over 6 feet tall or 5'11", it's a wrap for him.
I'm only guilty of that part.
Oh no, you definitely.
I'm only guilty of that. I am a heightist. But the rest of the stuff I don't care about.
So my point is this. Right. So you're having women who are engaging with men with a punitive attitude, meaning they're punishing men for not meeting whatever standard that is. Okay. How can you show a woman that that's wrong? Can you just say, hey, that's wrong? No, because she doesn't feel bad for you being 5'11". She doesn't feel bad if you make under $80,000 a year. She doesn't feel bad for you. She feels like you should come up a little higher. So all he's doing is applying the same amount of criticism to women that they maybe unknowingly apply to men, so that they can actually, now that they're frustrated, it's almost like, well, how do you think men feel?
Now listen, I won't say that I don't dislike Kevin Samuels to the point where it's like, oh, he's a horrible man or whatever, because a lot of stuff that he says, he makes very, very valid points. Very valid. And it's important to have these type of conversations. What if I have to say anything that I don't like about him is his approach to things, because he'll get a lot of people calling or whatever and say, you don't like the way I'm very direct, I'm very this or whatever. If you don't like it, so be it. And that's true. You can't come on someone. That's like coming into my house and I tell you to take off your shoes and you say no and you keep your shoes on. So I get his point. Is like, don't come to my house and think you're going to disrespect me and think that's going to be okay. But then there are those conversations where people do come to his house and have not said not one thing disrespectful, but it seems like anytime they have a slight of a point that makes 100% all the sense in the world, it almost feels like, wait a minute, they might be onto something. I can't let this happen on my platform.
I'm going to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have to show me the clip.
Oh, there's plenty. There's plenty.
I have.
Because as a matter of fact, I mean,
have never seen a strong argument. I've seen a lot of conviction. I've seen a lot of passion. I've seen a lot of.
No. You know why you haven't seen a strong argument? Because he won't let it happen. That's the problem. Because I've actually watched a conversation where it looked like it's going well, where he's actually tolerating people, because that's what it seems like when you come on his platform. He's tolerating your conversation, and he's tolerating the conversation. And as it goes, and as soon as it seems like, oh, she might have one leg up on me, or he might have one leg up on me, he automatically goes in defense mode and say, we ain't gonna do that on my platform. And it's like, wait. I think he didn't even get to, like, he might say something that you might agree with, but if it looks like it might be a smidge of something that might paint you in a bad light, you don't want it on your platform.
I'm gonna be fair.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen it.
I have.
I've watched a lot of the content.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen it. What I have seen is you have women who have been intelligent, and they have they're able to articulate their point well.
Mm-hmm.
But I think sometimes his error might be he cuts them off before he's able to identify the fact that she's speaking in a certain type of way. Like, for instance, let's just say that you're getting ready to say something slick to me.
Okay.
If I can identify it before you do it and I cut you off, the audience doesn't know that you're a jerk.
Right.
But I still might know that you're being a jerk. I can sense it. I think his issue is he should probably let you be a jerk and then point it out and say, this is the problem.
I would be all for that. If you let them, like, in other words, if I'm going to put my foot in my mouth, let me put that foot in there.
He's you know what I'm saying? He's an image consultant. I mean, he's not.
Well, what kind of image are you? Okay,
he's not a doctor.
Okay, but if you're image consulting, what kind of image are you portraying when you're giving nothing but like negative type of feedback when someone is really trying to look for understanding? Because I don't think they're calling him to say, let me bash you on your platform, or let me tell you how, give you a piece of my, some of them are.
Most of them are. Most of them are literally.
But why though? Because of the way he presents himself.
I'm going to listen. The majority of what I've seen, I can't say I have not seen all, and I have not watched him for years. It has literally been the advent since everyone else has been watching, right?
Right.
My thing is, a lot of women are coming there doing what they typically do, which is try to make somebody look stupid. Like, oh, I'm going to get you together. I'm going to make you da-da-da. Oh, you think da-da-da. They're used to that, and so they're coming at him with that energy. And I feel like he, with a traumatic reaction, because he's probably been hurt. He's probably dealt with a lot of stuff in his life. I think he was kind of a square maybe growing up, and now he's whatever. So he's responding to that.
Right.
I don't think those women are victims. I have, on rare occasion, I've seen women who came in with no weapons. They came in with no guns, no knives, and he can be a little heavy-handed with some
for no reason.
I've seen that.
Right.
He's wrong for that. But the majority of them, I think that it is definitely warfare. And if he was not as anal and hard, like stubborn-minded as he is, they would have destroyed him a long time ago.
But this is the only issue I have when people call in and like legit, they're not coming in with no snappy attitude.
That's far in between, Michelle.
No, this is what I'm saying. Because there are like there's one particular episode, and I matter of fact, I got to find the clip. But he was speaking to a young lady, and she was saying most of the people that she dated, football players, and NFL people or whatever. And so she was like basically saying like, my resume is long. He was like, yeah, of dicks. And listen, I ain't gonna be mad at. Listen, that was the greatest comment of all times, whether a man or a female said that. So like, hey, you can't argue with that. Don't sit there and check your boxes of your resume. And okay, so you've had a lot of celebrity people, but the key word was a lot.
Run through, right.
Right. So but it's just certain situations where I've seen him, go in on whoever the subject matter is, and they haven't even fully explained what their point of calling is. And he's so ready to be defensive. And I'm like, you're ready to be defensive because when you come on your platform, you come in a very aggressive attackative mode. It's like you come in like, yeah, nobody wants you because this, and you just, and it's like, well, then if you're giving that kind of energy out, you give what you give.
So like, scale from 1 to 10.
Mm-hmm.
How much of his content have you watched?
I watched enough to decide whether I agree or disagree.
Scale from 1 to 10. 10 being the most, one being
the that I watched.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I watched I would say maybe 7.
A 7.
Yeah.
My thing is, honestly, if you were to look at it like pound for pound, episode for episode,
mm-hmm.
you're not getting like these docile, friendly Susie homemakers who are coming in there really like, well, I just really want to have a better understanding of. It's not that.
Right.
They'll come in, they'll take an argument, and
mm-hmm.
then they'll shift blame to men. They'll come
mm-hmm.
in, they'll take an argument, and they'll start to try to shame a person, shame that man, or shame men.
Okay.
It's like it's very rarely. I really have come to get a better understanding of anything. It is I've come to prove a point, to prove you wrong, in order to attack you. That whether you come in with a soft voice or a heavy voice, a man can tell when a woman is being combative. And I think that a lot of those women have, from what I've seen, have been combative. Listen, if you got receipts, make the clips and share the clips, because I'm telling you,
I got some receipts. Matter of fact, the girls' locker room that airs every other Friday. We're gonna talk about it between the girls as well. But the one thing that I have seen that just kind of, because I'm like, his platform is interesting enough for me to, because I'm not that type of person where I'm not going to want to hear both sides of the story. I'm definitely going to listen for understanding and see if I agree with you or him. And I'm like, regardless of how harsh he is or how like rude he is, because he's rude and mug.
He's rude.
But regardless of the fact, I'm still going to listen for understanding to figure out, okay, what pushed him to the point to make him rude, or what pushed him to say this or whatever. The one thing I've seen him consistently say, I'm the way I am because it works, or I'm the way I am because, I've helped X, Y, and Z people or whatever. Now, the only thing that I have issue with that, if I'm going to have one at all, I need the receipts of these people.
So, okay.
That's all I want.
So let's stop it one bit short.
Okay.
Ready? Consistently throughout history,
mm-hmm.
what type of men draw women the most?
As far as finances?
Personality.
For me, well, I can't say for me. Consistently, I would say
in one word.
What, rich men?
Jerks. Women are drawn to jerks. How many pastors and placating social media influencers? So
I don't know do you want to say jerk or you want to say charismatic?
Check me out.
Okay.
The placating personalities, pastors have ministered and tried to talk to women for years. Like,
okay.
What you want to do is this, this and the third. And I know it's not your fault, but you da-da-da-da. I know that you've been through this, but you da-da-da. And women will hear that
mm-hmm.
and toss it to the side and keep moving. They don't attack them because it's nothing. They're not confronting them.
Right.
But then when you have a jerk,
mm-hmm.
the women are coming to him to get offended. They're coming to him.
Oh no, that's stupid.
So,
that's very stupid.
But what I'm saying, but it's stupid, but mm-hmm. it makes perfect sense, because take Kevin Samuels out of the scenario.
Mm-hmm.
Women traditionally have a lot of trauma because they are drawn to jerks. Because jerks are confident.
Mm-hmm.
Jerks a lot of times are charismatic.
Mm-hmm.
Jerks, there's a lot of things that women are drawn to that is wrapped up in umbrellaed in.
Let's just say, I'm not going to say that jerk is a good word, but if we're going to pick the one word, I would say power. And if you have a man of power, all those fall in line with that power. Okay,
I'm with that. So my thing is this: it works
mm-hmm.
because I don't know if he knows this.
Mm-hmm.
But what he's doing it's pulling on those factors, and that's why women are drawn to it, and they hate it, but they're still
mm-hmm.
coming. Because my thing is this: just don't watch, just don't call, just don't participate.
Absolutely,
it would die out on its own.
Right.
But the reality of it is, even his very being is proving the things that he's talking about.
There is no such thing as bad publicity. So yeah, people want to see negative before they see positive. Let's be real.
Negative. It's the
No,
fact
think
that
about it.
women like it.
Okay, but no, that's what I'm saying.
They
You're
like
saying they're watching this negative stuff and complaining about it when they don't have to watch it. Absolutely, that's my point. But they're going to watch the negative stuff because would you rather watch a story that's just great happy endings, or are you going to watch a drama and be like, let me see how it falls out? People like to watch drama.
Legit though. Women who are probably not watching his content are women who traditionally date nice guys. Women who watch his content, they probably outside of him, they date jerks.
Yeah,
they probably got a whole bunch of stories and a whole bunch of fire. That's why they have so many opinions, because they're really trying to. They're like, no, I dated. They date jerks.
Yeah,
and they're drawn to him. So let them have him.
I don't know if they're drawn to him or the algorithm.
It's not that.
No.
You want to know what's funny? You know what's funny? There are tons of women who bash men.
Yes.
You think I watch any of their content?
Oh, why would you?
Why would I?
But it depends, though.
You know why?
Why?
Because I don't date jerk women.
I don't know about that.
I don't date jerk women.
I'm not saying no. I'm not saying personally you. I'm saying like I feel like whether you man or female have dated a jerk.
My thing is this. There's a deeper thing. My thing is this, like, No Scrubs. It's not my song. I don't like that song. You probably can't find a man who bumps that in a car, but you can find women.
If he ain't a scrub, you don't mind bumping it.
He's not bumping it.
I'm just saying. He might be like, I ain't no scrub.
He's not bumping it. But what you can do is you can find men like Ho, B, this I do, and all of this degrading messaging, and women are the primary consumers of it. What I'm telling you is Kevin Samuels is a representation of something. We can't just look at him and be like, you're terrible. It's like, no, but he's actually not even telling them terrible things. No, he's just being rude in his approach of what he's saying. He's being rude, but holding them accountable to the stuff that people are afraid to, because they know that if you piss women off, they'll cancel you. We know that. Okay. You're okay with that? No, I'm not. I'm not okay with that. All I said was okay. Well, no, but I'm not saying I agree to cancel him. I'm just saying it's cause and effect. If you do this might be what happens. Just like if a woman does something bad, this is what you get. You chose your baby daddy. Don't get mad when the nigga don't do right. You knew that nigga wasn't right when you chose him. Oh no, let's talk about it. So that's what she gets. So tell me what happens if a woman does something bad. Tell me what happens to her. What happens? Give me an example. She becomes bitter. No. Okay, so you said she gets a baby daddy, right? Right. Okay. Does she get a baby shower? I don't know. Yes. Maybe. Yeah, okay. Have a baby shower whether he's there or not. Right? Oh well, yeah. Are they going to be celebrated? Yeah. Of course. Are people gonna honor them and be like, oh my God, girl, that is so amazing, you got a baby? Okay. Absolutely. Right. The only thing she don't get is him, but she don't even need him at that point. Okay. So my thing is, where's the consequence in that? The consequence for having a baby daddy? No. Well, you said if you get a terrible baby daddy, whatever, that's your fault. My thing is, okay, well, if you have a poor picker, right? So like if you pick things irrationally and without wisdom, right? Okay, well then you're saying that there's a consequence for that, and I'm saying no, there isn't. Not really. Yes, it is. What is it? I just told you. You're raising a baby by yourself. That's the consequence. There's a ton of women who wouldn't think that's a bad thing. They'd be like, no. There's a difference. It's always a bad thing. They shuck it up and deal with it, but they know it's not a good thing. Who do you know on this earth wants to raise a child by themselves? Or matter of fact, not even raise a child, be by themselves. No one wants to be alone. Well, I think maybe in the comment section. I mean, you might want to look that up, because a lot of women are like, I don't need a lot of women. And those women that are saying that are bitter women from bad relationships. And those are many of the women that are on the Kevin Samuels show. Yeah. And he's telling them don't do that. What, don't be bitter? Don't have babies with men that you are able to identify are unfit to have children with. That's the problem. Who don't want to marry you. But no, that's the problem. Because sometimes you can't readily identify. What you mean you can't readily identify? Hold on. Because wait a minute. How many times you deal in a relationship where the representative presents itself first? So you don't know you're dealing with the fool until you deal with the fool. Oh. And then once you deal with the fool, you be like, oh, that was the wrong decision. No. Really? No. Really? How long can everybody listen? A representative can't work 9 to 5. Why I can't? Because it's not the real person. It's going to show. My thing is how much time is being given before you're put in a position to have a child.
Oh, that's true. I mean, your wrong decision of not strapping up or doing whatever you're supposed to do, that's on you. But what I'm saying is 9 times out of 10 when you're dealing with someone, you don't readily know that they're a jerk.
Right. So then you should give yourself more time. Kevin has said that. Listen, this is not Kevin is not the Bible.
Right.
Kevin is just saying things that regular everyday men think on a regular basis, but they're not permitted to say because whether it's their job, their livelihood, their relationships or whatever, it doesn't permit that because they will get canceled.
Okay.
Kevin has his engine is an audience that's continuing to fuel him, that even though people may hate him, they're not able to cancel him, which is why they try.
I'm gonna go on record. I do not hate this man. I thoroughly enjoy the content because it's hilarious.
Thoroughly.
But
Thoroughly.
I just don't like the way he cuts people. Like if I had any beef, I would say I don't appreciate the fact that he cuts people off.
You don't like his personality?
No. No. I can't even say I don't like his personality.
Okay.
Because his person, like,
because he's impatient.
Yeah, so am I.
Right, but I mean, you don't like his impatience then?
No.
Well, okay, you don't like his impatience.
Right, but I don't know if that's it.
What is it?
I just because
call a spade a spade.
Well, like I said, because I don't think his personality is 100% horrible. I think he's brutally honest, but I just think there's certain ways you can be brutally honest without punching somebody in the face.
True, but I guess my thing is this. You know, if you're getting ready to what is it, drowned or something like that. I forgot which one it is, but they have to like crack your chest cavity. Okay, that's a lot of force. Would you rather someone crack your chest cavity and crack your stuff up to save your life, or not crack you up and let you die? It's like a comfort situation. I don't even know. Because you've been sitting in, many people sit in comfort for so long and get no results. And people will move on.
Well, a lot of people are not self-motivated either. So, I mean,
he let him be a motivational coach then.
Yeah, but
get mad and change.
Well, yeah, good mad enough to change. The only another thing that's hilarious about his show is because people will legit get on his show, act a fool, or get mad and get so frustrated, but they called him. So that's another reason why I'm like, well, what, you called that nigga? Like, what the hell's wrong with you? It's your problem.
I don't think he's evil, but if we were to categorize, I think he is a necessary evil. He's not evil, but I'm just saying it's a necessary discomfort, because my thing is this: women can listen to people who agree with them all day. Right. Their friend that will never.
So can he, because he don't never cut nobody off that agrees with him. Every time any woman that's been on there has been really passive and very subdued and like, well, yes, I agree with you. He was like, exactly.
I've never seen them. Okay, listen.
No, the ones that are smart, the ladies that are smart, they go on this platform and like, I'm not saying that the women that are on there are dumb, but I'm saying their approach is dumb. Their approach is very ignorant. If you know this man is going to be that brutally honest, don't come in there trying to, with the air grabs and the snaps, thinking he ain't going to shut you down. But the women that come in there very like subdued and submissive and whatever, and very calming and like, well, this is what I'm trying to understand or whatever. And then when he says something and be like, oh yeah, I 100% agree. And he's like, right. Like, he can't wait to say, right, you agree because I know I'm right. What? And he wants to be right all the time.
Watch this. What goes up must come down.
All right.
Give me an argument to that.
There is no argument. It's
right.
a fact.
So if you're coming in saying anything outside of that, I already know it's an error.
Okay.
So my thing is, a lot of the things that he's saying, it's not like this nuanced philosophy.
Right.
A lot of the things he's saying are they're baseline understoods. So it's like when a person comes in there combative, he should not do it for the, I guess for like some type of interviewing etiquette.
Right.
But the reality of it is, I've never seen anyone come in there and say anything that was novel or new. You know what? That's really good. Maybe we should consider this.
Even if it was a situation, even if a person, whether it's man or female, did come in and had like a really intelligent like discussion about something, he's not going to let that fly. He's not going to give you a platform where you look better than him. He's narcissistic.
He might be. My question
Might be,
he
nigga?
might be.
Come on, son.
I don't see that. I don't see. I see.
You don't. Well, because you don't know what narcissism is. Then
I see that he has poor areas of communication etiquette. There are areas where he can. Here's my question to you.
Right.
Here's my question to you. Give me one thing that you've heard that you downright disagree with.
There's a lot. I have to.
One.
I can't give because I watch a whole bunch. Listen. I have to watch the clips that I actually saved because I know because I feel you because I mean you don't want me to. I can't argue a point if I don't have a fact, so I get it. But there are a lot of things that he has said that I might say, yeah, that was not what's up.
Like
That's not, I don't want to quote him wrong. That's what I literally have recorded the stuff that I don't agree with, and I try to figure out okay, so what I'm a self accountability person where. If I don't like something or I don't agree with something, I'm going to sit back and reflect and say, no, why don't I agree with this? What about this makes me feel whatever the case may be? Or why do I not feel like this is fact? And if I can say something without giving a quote, because I don't have his stats in front of me, but if I can say something without giving a quote, the only thing I will disagree is that he does not believe that there is more than one side to the story. Because if you're going to have something say, well, statistics say X, Y, and Z. Well, who made the statistics? Who is this like written in stone where you actually did a survey and this because sometimes people say, well, 50% of Black women aren't married. Well, okay, and if that's the fact, where did you get these facts from? Not saying that they're wrong facts. But I want to know the research that you did to say so that you can say this openly and say this is fact because it was written here and this is proven because I did a survey in this area. Give me if you're going to give me a fact, tell me where the fact came from. Where did it originate from?
And honestly, I don't think it'll matter because then after we tell you where it originates from, then it's going to be like, well, who wrote it? Where were they educated? Well, were they raised with one parent or two parents? It's like that.
If I say okay, this is purple. You can't tell me it's not purple because I'm looking right at it and it's purple. You can argue with me.
It's lilac, son. It's lilac.
Nigga, this is
everybody
lilac.
sees it as lilac.
I said this. This is purple. Okay, nigga, this is purple. How about this? Your shirt is purple.
Plum. Concord.
Nigga, really? Really? That's what we doing? And this is the point. This is the point I'm making. Because there are other sides, whether this is factual purple or not. You're going to say, no, I think it's plum.
I think the biggest issue, I think the biggest issue is it's almost like if I raise my voice, you can say, hey, man, you're being aggressive. And a man can say, all right, I apologize. Let me try that again.
Okay.
It seems like in a particular culture with many, not all, but many women.
Okay.
You gotta nail their butt to the wall in order for them to even be like, okay, maybe I'll consider that. And my thing is, it should not take that much for a person to even try to lean toward levels of humility, compassion, and having levels of understanding that you might not be perfect. This is not Kevin's fault. This is not anyone's particular fault. This is just where we are in society. And my thing is, it's almost like even the point of having to go through all of the statistics to the point where it's like, where they come from? Go Google them. Well, which one? Who? And I've experienced this in my own life where I'm having general conversation and be like, well, who wrote it?
Right.
Where are they from? What was their experience? And you'd be like, oh my God, like you can't even just accept the fact that you may need to look at some things.
No, there is always cases where if something is going on that you need to accept, well, not even accept the fact, but if they're telling you this, you want to know why they're telling you this. It's not necessarily we want to disagree with you.
I don't think they care. Now, I'm not talking about you specifically. I'm saying there's many women who don't care. Like you have the I'm a queen movement.
Okay. Whether
or not any of your actions, behaviors, or representation, lines up with that, you don't care. It doesn't have to matter. It doesn't have to match. I'm this, even though this doesn't show that. I'm this. I deserve this. And it's almost like saying we've gotten to a place where you can brand something whatever you want, but there doesn't have to be anything substantive, that matches that or that proves that or that establishes that. Right. I think that he comes for that. He literally puts them on a chopping block to then make it very uncomfortable and giving them no room to move.
Right.
not because I feel like he enjoys it.
Yes, he does.
He
absolutely.
I don't think he
Let me
enjoys
listen.
it.
He
I feel
is
like
tickled on the inside.
What other way?
He has to enjoy it because I enjoy laughing at it. He has to.
What other way is there? What other way is there, Michelle?
What do you mean?
What other way is there?
To tell somebody they're wrong? To tell them that they're wrong.
Oh, that works. That's it.
But no. But check it though.
That's not right.
That is right. Let me tell you why it's right. Because you can tell somebody they wrong all day long. They have to be the person to decide to change that.
True.
No matter how rough,
True.
how degrading, how
True.
rude he is when he says, you didn't do this or you're not this or whatever. You can do this till you blew in the sun. That's not going to make the person change. If anything, it's going to make them defensive because now they're no longer listening to understand. They're listening to respond.
You know what else?
What?
There's a possibility that all of this isn't even for it. Women benefiting may be a byproduct. That may not be his focus.
Okay.
His focus may be to show men how women are, so that men can do better at protecting themselves. Because we're the ones that taught that women are what, sugar and spice and everything nice. That's what the little girls are made of.
Really, Raven?
Hallelujah. So my thing is,
you're proud of yourself. You're really proud.
What I'm saying is, I think that good men, men who I guess ascribe to some of the traditional roles and want to get married, want to have a family, want to be a one woman guy. I think that there are things that we have thought through time,
right?
Like women can do no wrong. If something happened with their last relationship, surely it's the guy's fault. He messed that up. Because
not always. Yeah.
No, we know that's the truth, but that's how it's portrayed. That's what the narrative is. And I think that a lot of if you look at those forums, there's a lot of good guys broken because of the things that have been done to them.
Word that you said that I've heard several times is broken. And
somebody broke them.
No. I'm not even disagreeing with that. One phrase that resonates with me, and I've heard it from Jamie Foxx, and I always quote it. They say men do not, they don't bend, they break. So in my way of understanding, that means like when a man has been brokenhearted by whatever a female's done or whoever they're dating have done to them, they literally are broken down to the point where it takes them some time to like rebuild and try to get focused back on, do I even want this again? Yeah. Versus a woman will be broken for a little bit.
But there'll be another guy right after that.
But I mean, and I can't say broken. We'll bend because we're so used to dealing with pain. Yep. That it doesn't break us all the way down like it would break a man down. And when I say pain, I'm not even talking about just like emotional pain, physical pain, like cramps, birthing babies. Like our pain tolerance is so much higher than a men, period, that it's like when something happens to us, yeah, is it traumatic? Yes. Does it hurt? Does it make you bitter a little bit for whatever reason? Absolutely. But it's almost like we were bred to be able to deal with it. So because we know how to deal with it, when we see a broken man, we be like, what the hell's wrong with you, man? Like a woman will tell a man to man up before a man will, because we've dealt with so much pain prior to whatever you dealing with. It's like, whatever.
I think that's tough. Like you tell a man up. Like if a woman was going through womanly things and a man says, woman up, he'll be looked at as a monster. And I think that just certain social practices is where it comes in. And I think that's kind of where we miss it.
Yeah. And
I think that men traditionally have always thought that women were at a time where they were a little bit more docile, whatever the case is, friendly, agreeable, whatever. You thought that they could do no wrong. Kevin is highlighting also, like, listen, if you're out here and you're getting ready to marry a woman, you need to look for these characteristics. As a matter of fact, here's this discourse to show you that this is what's out here. Not to say that all of them are like this, but hey, a 22-year-old, 25-year-old, 32-year-old who's looking at starting a life, pay attention to these things. And he's illustrating it so that men can have a different perspective. Like, dang, I never thought about that.
Well, I think the main thing, if I'm going to point out anything specific that's lacking in the relationship, whether it's black, white, Mexican, or whatever, is vulnerability. No one wants to be vulnerable with each other anymore.
I agree.
And social media.
I agree.
When social media came on, oh, baby. It was going down.
It's crazy.
Because I'm telling you right now, if I was to ever see one of my homegirls' husband or my homeboy's girlfriend, wife, whatever, nigga, I'm videoing and I'm tagging Bruh, I ain't gonna tell you how to live your life, but check out your girl, bruh.
But you know what? But you also are different because you were socialized differently than a lot of women.
Mm-hmm.
And my thing is, I've seen stuff, and women don't. It is not common. I can't say that. I have not seen it commonly where women hold other women accountable. No,
not in the new generation. Let's be real. Right. Anybody, if you were born
in our generation,
in the 80s or in, I'm gonna say 80s because them 90 babies are different.
Different.
If you were born in the 80s, you still have some of those grandpa traditional values. True. So when you're seeing this new generation come up and they like F a nigga, F a female, whatever, you're like, what's that about?
That's true.
And it's like, it ain't that no one would, like, a lot of us, now I'm not going to say all the 80s, baby, we had a perfect household and we had moms and dads or whatever. No, like a lot of us come from broken households, but we still understood the roots before the house was broken up. So we understand what it's supposed to be. If it didn't come out to that, then that's one thing. Yep. But we understood what family was supposed to be.
Yeah. That's all I'm saying. I think there's a lack of accountability. There's an absence of fathers.
Absolutely.
And when you have an absence of fathers, you don't have male figures that have the authority to enact certain conversations, to really hold a young woman accountable, right? Or a woman accountable.
Or a man accountable, because a boy cannot be a man unless they have a man to teach them.
Okay, I agree with that too. So my thing is, when you have a Kevin Samuels whose voice is amplified because of his platform, it's almost like I'll give you a perfect example. I know a guy, and he might be watching, but I know a guy, and he has like three or four daughters.
Okay.
Beautiful daughters, right? And I'm like, man, that's gonna be crazy. That's tough on you, brother. That's tough.
Right.
They're smart, top of their class, attractive, charismatic, all kinds of personality. You know what he does? When they do some junk and it's stupid, he be like, "Oh, so stupid," but then now he should. It's debatable as to whether stupid is a healthy term.
I think that's a very great one.
But he be like, "Go sit your stupid butt down, do that junk no more. Don't do that junk no more."
Right.
And they respond. And the thing is, when what they learned in that moment is that being cute is not enough. What they learned is that they can mess up. They do make mistakes, and everything you do is not going to be approved of.
Right.
We have a generation where that has not been the case.
Right.
And so now, whenever you say anything that goes against, my ideal of comfort, now you got a battle on your hands and you have a fight. And I just think that Kevin Samuels represents something of kind of like that voice that you're not perfect. Yeah. Because right outside of him, let's look at all the narratives on social media. Let's break down all the female influencers, so on and so forth. Let's look at how they speak. Let's look at the messaging. There is no flaw. There is no error. And if it's a flaw, I'm perfectly flawed. I'm beautiful in all of my flaws. Be like, flaws are not beautiful.
Listen.
If you got a flaw in your newly built house, are you gonna tell the builder, "Oh, this is a perfectly"?
No, I feel you. Like
you be like, "No, fix that."
I'm gonna say something that I'm just gonna say it how I'm gonna. I can't sugarcoat it. Now I love Lizzo, but if you keep putting your ass all over social media, dimples and all. And if you love yourself to the point where you're going to put the dimples and all and just be butt naked and like, I don't care, then don't go on social media 5 minutes later and cry about how you care. I just don't understand.
But Michelle, what? You body shaming, baby. You can't body shame her.
I know, I'm not.
Let me tell you something. You gotta let her be free.
I don't care about her body. If you love your body, as you should love every row, every nook and cranny. But this is the problem with this. If you're gonna love it at home without the camera. Love it to yourself in your own mirror. Everybody don't need to see your ass. They just don't.
But Michelle, she is a gift in all of her perfect imperfections.
The gift of what? Ass?
Well, whatever it is, she wants to present it. Why shouldn't she be free? It's her body, right?
You can be absolutely as free as you want to be. But don't go on the world of social media where the internet is extremely scary, extremely judgmental, is going to say what they want to you. And then okay, put it this way. Do what you want to do, but don't expect us to feel sorry for you. That's all I'm saying.
And I feel,
because nigga, I love her. Like, I rock her music. I'll buy her music. Like, I support her art. I just don't support her ass. That's it.
I guess what I'm saying is that her psychology comes from somewhere. How she perceives the world and what she's able to do in it, with or without consequence, that comes from somewhere.
Okay, I'm gonna go back to the day of the Diane Carrolls, the Josephine Baker. Like, okay, because Josephine Baker was naked, but she was classy naked. She wasn't saying, "Hey, look at all this," and just me pop my butt. Because it's like, you can't be, you cannot go on. You can't tell, like, okay, if I'm a straight out hoe, and I say, you know what, I'm out here popping my thing, I'm sleeping with every Tom, Dick, and Harry, and then 5 minutes later, I say, but you gonna respect me? How, Sway?
This is exactly what Kevin Samuels is saying. But here's the thing. You can readily say those things.
Okay.
But how many women are doing it?
Yeah. They're hoes.
I'm saying, no, there's not a lot of women who are having platforms telling sisters like, hey, you can't do this. You can't, this is
no. There are platforms like that.
There's not many.
There's just not a lot of women that's listening to them.
Okay. So,
that's the problem.
So what I'm saying is there are some, but they're not a lot.
Yeah.
And my thing is, that's why I'm saying, okay, cool. Take Kevin out the way. What you've done is you've removed, and his voice is loud, but I guess in comparison to the world, it's not that loud.
Yeah.
But you're taking the small echo away that could cause you to ponder, could I be better? Could I adjust some things in my personality?
Right.
Because outside of him, these men and women have never heard these statistics before. They've never thought about it.
Because they have never had a reason to care.
They've never had someone hold them accountable.
Which is the same thing.
Okay.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I think that is why he's an agitant. He's an agitator. You need agitators. Politically, we've had agitators. Culturally, we've had agitators. Spiritually, or in religious culture, we've had agitators. You have to have somebody who causes you to think, because without them, you don't think. You just act. And then I think that I would like to believe that he cares, because here's the reality of it. If he didn't care, just get out. He got the money. He made his money.
Yeah, of course.
Just get out. Don't be a target. Don't be a person that people dislike or whatever the case is. Just get out. I think that he realizes that there is a generation of men and women, but in this context, women,
right,
who, if they are allowed to keep the same belief system and perpetuate the same habits, so on and so forth, you're going to have a generation 20 years from now of single, just women that never had an opportunity to experience love with another human being.
Shit, we having that now.
Because no one has ever said, hey, stop that.
Right.
Don't do that. This is an error.
But this is in the same breath. There are women that are dealing with that situation, but there are also men that are dealing with that situation too. Like, I'm not saying like, okay, well, yeah, we do our thing, but y'all do too. Like, it's not about like pointing a finger. Prime example. The biggest argument most people have been saying is, well, what do you bring to the table when they start dealing with relationship questions or whatever? And my biggest issue with that comment or phrase of all times is, it doesn't matter who brings what, as long as we both eat. How about just unifying the table so we can figure out, okay, you're going to bring this, I'm going to bring that, cool, let's eat. Or just, okay, today I'm going to bring the steak to the table, tomorrow you're going to bring it. Like, who cares? Figure out how to work things together versus combating each other. And the biggest issue I have with the whole, like, women need to change, men need to change or whatever, forget all that. I'm not going to say don't fix your flaws, but learn how to fix them together. It doesn't have to be an argument. It can be a conversation.
You have to respect one another first, and that's what we're trying to get.
That's the problem.
We don't it won't allow for you to respect somebody because you're always thinking you're right.
And where's the pride does not let you respect people because you don't want to be vulnerable. If you can have a real conversation with somebody without getting upset, then you can probably have a real conversation.
I agree with that. I agree with that, and I think that's where the problem comes. The table conversation is a prideful conversation, and it did not start with men. Men have never historically been like, what do you bring to the table? Because it has been socialized that we're the ones that have to have a certain level of responsibility and accountability in a relationship. Right? That's why we go get jobs, get cars, and get houses that if women didn't exist, we would live in boxes with a TV and an end table with some chips on it.
I mean, it's true.
It is true. I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell you.
But just like you gave an example. Well, what is a woman going to bring to the table? She's going to turn that box into a house. She's going to make you a meal. She's going to decorate. Her value has a value.
But see, right now what's happening is women are saying your box isn't big enough.
Yeah,
your car isn't good enough.
Those are the dumb women.
No, but I wouldn't say they're the dumb women. I would say that those are the influenced women, because I think that I know women who are professionals who love God. I know women who are in all sects of life, and they have those same sentiments, and they don't feel any type of disdain. Like they don't feel any type of
that goes back to the family structure that is lacking, because you got to think about it. When you have a single mother raising a family, right? Let's just say you have a single mother raising a son and a daughter. Okay. Is the mother going to raise the son to be a man that protects, provides, or whatever? Or is she going to baby that son and then tell the daughter, don't you wait on no man to do nothing, because she's bitter from the last situation? So now you're raising a masculine daughter and a punk ass son.
True. I've seen that.
So that, okay.
It's not every case, but
no, it's not every case. Yeah, but it's like, and then you wonder why the dating and relationships are parallel, and why is everything out of, why are you're a woman and you got masculine energy, or you got, well, nigga, that's what I was taught. Not because I wanted to be taught to be defend for yourself or do whatever the case may be, but it's like, that's the only example that I was taught, because at the end of the day, if I don't work, I don't eat. But that goes for everybody. That has nothing to do with, as a female, stand your place and depend on a man. No, nigga, taking care of yourself and your responsibilities is basically being an adult. So it's like, now we got to figure out, let's get past that situation and figure out how we're going to get the structure back.
We've just got to unglorify a lot of and let's be honest, this is predominantly in the Black community. Okay. I mean, I'm sure that there are some other communities that suffer proportionally in different areas, but this is predominantly a black relational issue. Right. And I think that it's because we've got to unpopularize and unglorify a lot of the things that are based in capitalism. Money,
yeah, being a boss,
all that crap.
Look, first of all, I'm not a boss because I want to be. I have no choice. That's the difference. If somebody decided they want to pay my bills, with all means, please, absolutely, I will give them all to you.
Oh, I ain't got no choice but to be a boss.
Really? Really? That's what we doing? Because last time I checked, you was a boss too. So.
But that's hilarious.
So whatever.
What I'm saying is, I understand the bossness. I understand
right.
it. But my point is, I just think we have to unglorify that, because right now it
ain't no glory in it. Like it's not that I don't appreciate being able to do certain stuff, but a lot of times that is the downfall when it comes to people dating, because they're like, what can I do for you? Nigga, a lot. Do you want my list? It's like, come on.
But I think, okay, a man wants to be loved. He doesn't want to be an employee, right?
Absolutely.
So
understandable.
But my thing is, I think that we have to, like, for instance, somebody I know, a brother I know, you know who you are. He basically made a thing. He was like, it's crazy how the Beyonce movement taught women to not do exactly what she's doing, right?
Okay.
Because it was like she makes more money than him.
Okay.
He has a history of abuse. He cheated and all that stuff. And it's like all of the songs and all of the culture teaches women to be, not conforming to those things.
Right.
But she got married, and that's what she dealt with. Right. So it's almost like when you have that, and you have your Cardis and you have your Megs, and you have all of this, let's call it academia, because it's teaching our culture how to be a certain way. Then you have these things that are continually perpetuated. And now we have a problem. And then you have culture speaking. Who's speaking back? Nobody. Right. Nobody's saying, hey, Meg the Stallion. You do know that historically Black women had to fight to keep their virtue, because the rest of the world wanted to exploit Black women and their bodies and their sexuality. Right. But you're giving it away for free. I mean, you're giving the essence away. Yeah, you're getting paid because you're an artist, but essentially it's being prostituted at the expense of every other Black woman that looks like you. Who's going to tell her, you millionaire woman, stop being stupid?
Well,
No,
what
they're going to say is, oh no, she's bossing up. She's doing what she got to do. She da 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 da. It's the values that are thrown off by the cultural narrative, or
the grandmas. No, not all. I'm not saying, because like the old school, like I said, if you're an 80s baby in that generation, you probably got some decent grandparents or whatever. But the new age grandparents will tell you, or grandmother will tell you, you ain't got nothing, no right being broke as long as you got something in between your legs.
True. Right.
And if you're told that, and then you start acting that way.
No, absolutely. I guess, but what I'm saying is, who is speaking against it is my point. Yeah. Who is speaking against it? Who is bold enough to say, hey, your body is your body, but this is not beneficial to you, or this is stupid, or this is there are not enough people speaking against it. There are people that do, but it's just, I feel like a lot of people don't want that I don't want to say burden, but they don't want that stress. Because if I was to say, stop being a hoe, stop doing this, stop doing that, then someone's going to be like a Kevin Samuels follower. Well, why are you telling me not to be a hoe? What you know? So instead of understanding why I'm saying this, you want to fight me on why I'm saying it. Exactly. And my thing is, who can say anything at this point? What do they have to look like? If Jesus can't tell you to do something, I mean, come on. If doggone, I mean, what do they have to look like? Does he have to be an educated man? Does he have to be a regular working guy? Does he have to make 100,000? Can he make 40,000? Does he have to be nice? A preacher, a lawyer? What does he have to look like in order for somebody to say, I'll listen?
So what does intelligence look like? Is what you're saying? Because it's like, I mean, common sense is not always common, but yeah, you need to find out what intelligence looks like. Well, it starts at the home. You can't really.
The homes are broken, Michelle.
That's the problem. That is the point. No. It starts at the home. If you can't fix the home, how you gonna fix the rest?
Oh, but my thing is, we can't use that as a total excuse.
I mean, we are individuals, so it's. I mean, that's just like, if you know for a fact that you're not raised with the best upbringing, then now when you get of age to kind of make your own decisions, you just need to make sure you're making the right ones.
Indeed. So. Bully or no? No. What say you? Be honest. Bully or no?
I'm not going to say bully. I'm going to say rude.
There's only two options. Bully or no?
It is my show. I'm going to say
you
rude.
Just Kevin Samuels me.
Yes. What you're not going to do is get on my platform. What you're not going to do is get on my platform and then totally no. No. I don't think he's a bully. I just think he is rude as hell.
Bully.
I just said I don't think he's a bully.
So it's not. I need to hear you say it.
No, you don't. You don't need to hear me say it.
It's nothing. On your subtext. No.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
No. Bully or.
First of all, I said what I said.
No. See? Now I got to go find the statistics. I got to go get the numbers. I got to go get the papers, the thesis statements, the white paper notes.
I'm going to need for you to do the research. Who had told you?
No.
With that has been another episode of Candid Kisses TV. Make sure you tune in every Monday, Thursday, and every other Friday, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please let them know how to find you on social media again.
L.Norsworthy, 613 IG.
All right, and we out.
Candid Kisses TV is sponsored by Singadoo. Did you do it today?
Singadoo.
Singadoo.
Can you do it? Can you do it? Can you do it like this? Can you do it real quick?
Go get it. Go get it.
Pick a card up. Pick your genre. Can you do it right? You're gonna wanna, bruh. It's first to 21. We'll get the job done. So grab your friends and fam, cause it's a lot of fun. Some do it with some class, but make it real fast, cause time is kinda tricky. Can you do it in 6 Let's go. Get your copy today at singadoo.com. Candid Kisses TV is brought to you by Kissable Lips Cosmetics. You can be kissed without kissable lips. Shop KissableLipsCosmetics.com today for all your beauty needs. Guess what? Candid Kisses TV has merch. That's right. You can find it at artistperiod.com. We have everything you need. We have hoodies. We have coffee mugs. We even have throw pillows and beach towels for the summer. Get it right. Keep it tight. Listen, everything you need to get your drip right, artistperiod.com has it for you. That's artistperiod.com. Get your drip right with artistperiod.com and Candid Kisses TV. Make sure you get it today.